Welcome back to the Crochet Cradles House, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do the Garden Flowers Crochet Blanket. This is using Caron 1 pound, the Soft Sage, and the Caron Jumbo, which is the color of zinnias. This color combination is actually used in the Stitch Along for spring 2021. What we're going to be doing today is that I'm going to be taking you through the steps to do it. This particular piece that you see that looks like it's on fire, that is actually this amazing stitch work, and this stitch work is also done in the Stitch Along as well. So it's something that you can learn it from the Stitch Along, or you can learn it right here, and it has a set of instructions. So I'm gonna be taking you through this. If you would like to change the size of your particular blanket, it's in multiples of 4 plus 3. So 4, 4, 4, add 3 when you're happy with the width, and then you'll have the balance in order to do this. So I'm gonna be taking you through the repeat steps today, and also going to show you how the border is done, and that's something that you can decide for yourself. So here's the stitch key with everything involved. You'll need a 5mm size H crochet hook in order to play. So let's begin our journey. So let's begin. This is classified as an intermediate level because of the flower stitch that is used. So we're going to begin. You can either chain 147 and they'll have exactly the same project. If you'd like to change the size, do multiples of 4 plus 3, and that's what I'm gonna do. So you can chain 147 or multiples of 4 plus 3, and I'll see at the end of the chain. So for those that are doing the multiples, just go 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. When you're happy with it, just add the additional 3, and therefore you'll have the balance. Let's start officially row number 1. In row number 1 we're gonna go 4th chain from the hook, so count it back. So 1, 2, 3, and go to the 4th, and you're going to double crochet in each of the chains going all the way back to the other side. So this is an intermediate level, so chances are you know how to double crochet. So double crochet in each of the chains going all the way back to the other side. I'll see you at the end of row number 1. So I'm coming up all the way to the other side on row number 1. Just go right to the last chain, and therefore turn your work. So I'm going to assume that you're going to turn your work at the end of each line going forward. So row number 2, just chain up 3 counts as your first double crochet, and then starting in the very next one just double crochet yourself all the way back. And I'll see you at the end of row number 2 where I'll already have turned, and then we'll start row number 3. Don't forget that when you come to the end of a row you have to go into the turning chain as well. That is a stitch, and you're going to double crochet. So now go for 3, 4, and 5. So do the next 3 rows. They're exactly what you already know. So just chain 3 to begin and double crochet in each. So please do rows number 3, 4, and 5 next, and I will be back and I'll show you how to do number 6. So I just finished to the end of row number 5. The repeat pattern is gonna start. I'm gonna take you to the diagram next. So right here on number 6 all the way through 15 is the repeat pattern, and you're going to repeat then rows number 6 all the way through to 15 until the project is done, which is approximately 58 inches. Let's begin row number 6. You're going to chain 2. It will not count as a stitch, and in the same piece right here, the same stitch, you're going to do a half double crochet, and you're doing that on purpose so that it will compress down. So in each one of these posts going all the way across, it's going to be a front post double crochet, and this is going to create a ridge on the other side. The very last stitch when you get over there is just going to be a half double crochet into that turning chain so that you can maintain the balance. And we're going to be ending this colored yarn and then starting with row number 7 with the new color. So on the back side what you're doing is you're creating a ridge, and that's what you see in the pattern as well. So let's just get to the end and let's turn our work. Make sure you fasten this yarn off. I'm going to show you the technique of doing that as well. So when you get to the very last turning chain, just half double crochet, and that's the end of the story with this color for now. So only for 2 rows, and then it's gone. So on the ridge side is on the back. I want you to trim this yarn, and we're gonna end it. Now if you end it and just weave in with your hook, it will definitely fall out on you. So what I'm recommending to you is that put it through a tapestry needle. It just takes a few seconds to do that, and you just got to remember which side you're starting on. So if you're finished here, when you go to turn you'll be starting along this side. So just make sure you remember that. So just taking the straggler through to the underside, so leave the top layer empty. So don't manipulate that, and also don't change the shape of your project, and go back and forth underneath the stitch work through the fibers a total of 3 times. And therefore you should never have a problem with this falling out, and I want you to do that with any loose ends that you have within the project that you were doing today. so I don't have to show you that over and over. We're gonna get our other color ready, the zinnia, and I'm gonna show you the 2 rows that exist with that, and it's a lot of fun. So let's begin to do that next. So let's start with the zinnia color, and we're gonna start on the very first one. So my project's been turned, so this is where I ended. So I turned it, so I'm ready to go. And we're going to start and attach this with the slip stitch and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now the first 2 stitches in a row, they'll each be a treble, so wrap that hook twice and go right up over top of the straggler as well, so that piece gets stuck underneath, and you can use a tapestry needle later to hide that in. So you'll do 2 trebles in a row. Now we're gonna start the underside of the flower. To begin, you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now right where this is coming out, you see right there, that hole, that's where you're going to put the first 2 trebles that are gonna come together. So we're going to wrap the hook and come right to the spot and in, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, so you don't finish. And then we're gonna do it again. So wrap twice and then into the same spot, pull through 2 and 2 and hold. Now you're going to come to the same one that this is coming into right here. So, and that's where you're going to do 3 trebles together. So wrap the hook twice and come to the same one right here and pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and do that 2 more times in that same spot. So wrap twice, in, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and one more time, pull through 2 and 2 and hold. So now you're going to jump over a number of stitches. So you're gonna jump a total of 3 stitches. So skipping 3, so 1, 2 and 3, go to the 4th, and then that's where your next set's gonna go. So you're gonna wrap twice and coming over here and pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and do it 2 more times. 1 and 2, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and then 2 more times, or wrap 2 more times and then pull through 2 and 2 and hold. So you're going to have a total number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 loops on your hook. Now you are going to pull through all loops, but you're not quite done. You're gonna tightly chain 1 to lock that into position. So do you notice that one side of the flower is missing? We're going to create that now. So in order to create that now, you are going to chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and in the same one you're going to put in 2 more trebles that are joining. So wrap twice and going in, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and one more time. So do you see that every petal is made up of 3 trebles? And now we're immediately going to start with the next flower. So you're not gonna finish that. You're just gonna leave it as is, and you're going to start with the next flower that will grow right here. So to do that, you're going to wrap twice and come into the same one where this is coming out of, and pull through 2 and 2 and wrap again and pull through 2 and 2 and wrap again, pull through 2 and 2. Then you're going to skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and start again. So wrap twice, pull, push through, pull through 2 and 2. See, everything is in sets of 3. Now that you have that, how many loops do you see? You see a total of 9. Do you see that? So your yarn over, pull through everything and chain 1 to lock and continue then to move. So do you see that the flowers share the same one that connects both of them? So 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's the connecting. So you'll start a new one again. So chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start on the side. And you'll put your 2 trebles in there, but you're holding the last stitch of each. You'll start a new flower, so wrapping twice and coming in to where the last one is sitting and start a new group there. Just like that. Okay, once that one's done, you see the 3's in, you skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and do another group. Okay, and then you have 9 loops back on the hook again. Yarn over, pull through everything, chain 1 to lock, and then go along the side again. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go on the side. And you're gonna do the same concept going all the way across, but eventually the party will run out. And you'll run out of stitches. So once you have your group there, you see the 3, you're then going to put in another flower here or another petal here. It's the same one as the original where it went in. So the petals share the same spot. And then once that petal's done, you skip 3, 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and create another petal. It's not hard. It's just, it's unique in that sense really. So you have there, you have your 9, pull through everything, chain 1 to lock, and you have to finish this flower before you can finish off the end. So once you're at the end of the project, you'll chain your 4 and you'll finish this one. Whoops, you actually have to wrap 2 times. It's a treble. And then you are going to finish this here. So just finish by pulling it through just like you see there. And then what you're going to do then at the very end is that you will have 3 trebles that are left. So in order to do that, you were gonna share the same one as the last petal, so it's a treble. So there's number 1, and then you'll do the next 2 in a row. And that will conclude then row number 7. And it's really not hard. It's just a matter of just paying attention to where the stitches are, and that's what it would look like. So you're gonna turn your work, keep the same color, and we're going to move to number 8. So the difference of number 7 and number 8 is actually significant. So most of the flower is created on the underside that we just did. So the overside of the flower is actually done now, and so there's less stitch work involved. So we're going to begin, and you're going to chain 4. So there's your first treble, and the first 2 trebles are going to, the first treble that's next is going to be a treble, and the next treble is going to share the next stitch. So what you have to do is that you have to begin right where this flower comes into. So you're going to wrap twice and going in, pull through 2 and 2 and hold. And now you're going to start with your flower right into the center here, and so you're going to wrap twice and come right to the center and do your grouping of 3 like you already know it. So just continue to build those out. So wrapping twice, pull through, and then pull through 2 and 2. You gotta make sure you wrap twice. Okay, so you'll see a total in this case there will be 5 loops. You'll pull through all 5 loops like so, and now you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. So now this one in the center and the next center are going to be sharing the same top. So now you're going to start and immediately put your treble groups into this middle of this one and this one at the same time. So wrapping twice, put your first group in the middle of the first one, okay, and you're not done, you're gonna come to the next one and do the same thing. So wrap twice and they're gonna share the same top. Okay, so in this case, how many loops do you see? It's a total of 7. So you're going to yarn over and pull through. So you pull through all 7 and now you're going to chain 3 to move on. So 1, 2, 3, and then you'll move on again. So you'll concentrate on the one you were just in and the next one over the next set. So wrapping twice and just start gathering. I think this stitch is amazing, by the way. So then once you have your group of 3 there, just jump to the next one. Put your 3 in there and then you'll see your 7 loops again. Pull through all 7 and then chain 3 to move on. So 1, 2, 3 and keep on moving across. There's 1. Do the next one. Takes a bit of getting used to, but it's such a unique stitch that it's a great opportunity to learn something new. So you see your 7 loops again. You see that they're both joining. Pull through all 7 and then chain 3 to move on. Okay, so in this case we are coming near to the end. So we're gonna put in our first group first. But there's nothing more to join it to beyond this, so there's not another flower, but you're not quite done. In the same one where this is going into, which is the 3rd one from the end, once you get all the way to the end, you're going to just treble into that same one and you're gonna then put it all together. So it's 5 loops, pull through all 5 loops and then you have the 2 trebles that are left. And then that will conclude then this section, which is pretty much the hardest section of this whole thing, which you will get used to. And so now this is the end of the color. So I've already showed you how to weave off with your ends, so please do that and then we'll continue along with 9 all the way through 15 and you can see this is what those flowers look like. So now we're gonna bring our blue or our sage back in. It looks more blue in person. So this is where I ended, so make sure you turn your work before you begin, and we have to reestablish the same counts that we have here. So creating a slip knot, and we're going to start then with row number 9. And so you're going to start in the top of the first treble, just join it and then chain 3, which will count as a double crochet. So watch where you put the stitches. So you have your 3 trebles that are here in a row. So each one of those you got the first one done already, so you're gonna do the second and the third one. So the third one is sharing the same petal, so make sure you keep an eye on that. So jump immediately to this chain 3 space and put in 3 double crochet. And then right where the flowers are joined, you're just gonna put 1 double crochet, and then the next chain 3 space is 3 double crochet, and you're gonna do that all the way across. I'll see you at the end of the row. Just make sure you finish the same way. So eventually you'll come to the other side. So right where the petal is sharing the first treble, that's gonna be the first double that goes in, and then you have 2 trebles that are left. So you'll put 1 in each, and that chain 4, remember, is a treble, so keep an eye on that and go right into the chain work itself. And that will conclude then row number 9, and then we're gonna be back to number 10 in a second. So number 10, we're going to chain 2, counts as nothing, and in the very first one that's coming out of, I need you to half double crochet. This is exactly like we did before. Now starting in the next one, it's gonna be a front post double crochet, and so you're gonna front post double crochet all the way across this thing, except for the very final turning chain where you'll provide a half double crochet, and this will help balance out those stitches to pull them into their proper spot. So front post double crochet into each, and I'll see you at the end of this row. So I'm coming all the way across, so in the last turning chain it's a half double crochet only, and when you turn it, the ridging should have the flowers that are completely on the inside. Let's begin row number 11. The next several rows, number 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 are all the same. So I'm just gonna demonstrate it once. You will not have these stragglers hanging off. I'm using spare yarn left over from the stitch along so that I'm not wasting a good ball of yarn to make this swatch. So all you're just gonna do is just chain 3 and then just slam in 1 double crochet into each of the stitches all the way across. So I need you to do the same thing all the way now through rows number 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, and I will just quickly do that and then I'll come back just to talk to you and then I'll talk to you about the border. So please do that and then you'll do the repeat then starting from 6 through 15 until you get to the size that you would like to go. So now I just finished up to the row 15. So now all I just need to do is start back again at row number 6, which is going to create the line on the back. Okay, and that's those front post double crochets, and you work your way all through this. So you'll notice that this here equals the balance of the beginning so that you have a symmetrical nature to it, right? So on the other side, this is the good side, you will see the ridge and the flowers that are suspended in there. So once you're got you're repeating over and over done, it's about 58 inches is where you're gonna end, but you can stop at any time that you would like to. And you're not gonna fasten off, and we're going to do now the fringe border, and let's review to do that next. So we're now going to work on the fringe. Before you can start the fringe, you will notice that you will need to do the flowers first. Now you can just simply just do a flower and then do your chain and then move on to the next one and work it so that you're doing both at the same time if you wish to do that. So what you need to do is that you need to get the flower done first, which I'll demonstrate next, and then I'll show you this concept here. You will notice that the fringe is in a sequential order that makes sense. So the first time the fringe comes up, 28 chains, and then you are going to slip stitch around the flower when you get up there. So the flower has to be done, and you're gonna slip stitch all the way back. Now you're gonna come to the next stitch, single crochet, single crochet the next stitch, and then chain 14, slip stitch into the next flower. So this one has to be done, and then slip all the way back, and then single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2 and 3, chain up 4, slip to the flower, so that has to be done, come back down, slip back down, and then do the next 3. So you just gotta pay attention to that. Just watch out for this first one. You will notice so it's big, large and small, so it's 28, 14 and 4, and once you get the 4 you go back to 28, 14 and 4 and 28 and etc. So let's show you how to do the flower next. So on my sample, because I'm using the same size hook, I'm just pulling a loop and I'm just going to come back to this, but I'm gonna start my flower using the same size hook. So let's begin. So let's begin to do the flower. You're going to start with a slip knot and you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and form the center ring by coming into the very first chain and yarning over, pulling it through and through to create the center ring. Let's move on to the only round that we have to do, round number 1. Now each one of the flowers has only 5 petals, so you just have to make sure that you can see 5 petals when you're done. So you're going to chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the center of the ring you need to do 3 trebles in a row. So they're not grouped together like they were on the project. They're on their own, and so you'll do 3, and then you have to come back to the center of the ring. So to get all the way there you have to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch to the ring, and then start a new petal. So to start a new petal you're going to chain 4 to build out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 trebles in a row into the ring. So 1, 2 and 3, chain 4 to come back down. Sorry, I'm getting all excited. And then you come back down, slip stitch and chain 4 to start a new one. And you'll continue to do that until you can see a total of 5 petals, and each petal has 3 trebles with the chain 4 going up and a chain 4 coming down. I'll see you at the end of this flower in just a moment. So I can see my 5th and final petals coming in, so chain 4 to come all the way back down to the center of the ring and do a slip stitch, and that's where you're gonna end your story. So you should be able to see 5 petals. So just trim your yarn, and you're going to use that tapestry needle. Now if you crocheted around the middle and you buried in the tail can just be simply cut, but this last one has to be buried in, going back and forth 3 times, just to the back side of the flower. Okay, so to the back side and just going into the stitch work. So once and then twice and 3 times, and you're going to want to do that. And then just to get rid of all those tails so that you don't have to worry about it ever again. And then I'm going to show you how to build the fringe and attach this flower then to the fringe. So right where you're sitting right now as we start, I may have explained it wrong, but right where you're sitting you're going to chain immediately 28. So don't chain 1 and single first, just go for the 28. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 26 27 and 28. And once you get your 28 done, all you're just going to do is just slip around the edge of the flower. So you're just gonna come right into a chain 4 space of the flower, and you are just going to start slipping. So you're just going around it and you're gonna start slipping back down through that chain. So turn it to the back side of the chain and just slip so that it grabs around to that flower, and then continue to slip all the way back to where you had started. So I'm coming all the way down. You don't hear me counting. I don't feel like I need to. So you slip and then you're going to single crochet in the first one, and then the second one, and then the third one. So this time instead of chaining 28 you are going to chain 14, and so when you chain 14 your flower has to be done. You will connect to the flower here at the top, and then you will then come down and then do the next 3 and then chain 4, connect to the flower, and then slip all the way down. So this would be how you would do that. So you have to then turn it and do the opposite side so that you can have this done. So just keep an eye on that, and then you can have the balance on both sides. If this is too much work you can obviously substitute with something else. You will have some of this yarn left over in order to play with, just in case you would like to do something else with that idea. So this here would be how to do the Garden Flowers Crochet Blanket by yarnspirations.com. Please enjoy. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.